What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Brent here, glad to see you. Today we're talking about why I got rid of my Tesla Model S. It's kind of a long, drawn-out story process. I'll try to keep it as short as possible, but I want you guys to know what happened so that it does not happen to you. Hopefully you can take this information and you can apply it if you're going to be buying a Tesla. And this doesn't just apply to Model S, it applies to all the vehicles. So stick around and I'll see you right back after the intro. Okay, so why did I get rid of my Tesla Model S? Little backstory, January 2019, I ordered the car. I took delivery at the end of January, and then I started driving the car and I had it for quite a while. If you haven't been here before, you're not a subscriber on the channel, go check this video out right up there. That is my 2-week in-depth review after I owned the car, things I'd learned, things I'd observed. And if you have seen that video, you'll remember that I basically was in love with the car and I said, hey, this is the greatest thing. So why did I end up getting rid of the car? When I ordered the car, I went into the Tesla store in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I spoke with some of the salespeople. Being military, we move around quite a bit, and I was getting close to my next move timeline. So I knew I was going to be moving, but I wasn't sure where. There was a small chance that I would be sent overseas to Germany, and I was kind of concerned. I didn't know if the car would work just fine, if there's anything I had to do. So I started asking the salespeople these questions. Will I have to modify the car? Will I have to do anything special? Any adapters? Any extra anything that I'll have to get to make it work? And they basically said, no, the car's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. Actually, looking back now, it was kind of Trump-esque. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be perfect. It's phenomenal. You're gonna love this car. Take it with you. Buy it now. It's awesome. Anyway, so I took that information, went home, thought about it some more, went back a couple days later, asked another group of salespeople the same questions because I wanted to be 100% certain. And so they said, yeah, absolutely, everything will work. You're getting the autopilot on the car, that'll work, that'll be great. It'll be so neat to go around Europe, in your Tesla Model S. So yeah, nothing to worry about. So I bought the car, took delivery, like I said, and then about 4 months later, I got orders from the Army and they said, you're going to Germany. So I started looking into the process of having the car in Germany and a little more in depth than I did originally because I started finding out that some of our appliances wouldn't work because the power was different, and then come to find out that in Germany they have 3-phase power. I didn't realize that. I've worked with electricity and stuff like that in the US, but never overseas in Germany. So would the mobile adapter work? Would I be able to charge at the house? And come to find out the mobile adapter is different because the port on the side of the car is different. It's a Mini-Keys Type 2 plug. So I started thinking, well, if that's different, is the supercharger plug different? And come to find out it is. It's also a Mini-Keys Type 2. It's not the Tesla proprietary plug that you have in the US or in North America. So the more I dug, the more I find out information that these cars are different and this might not actually work. So I went down to the Tesla Service Center in Raleigh and started talking to the guys there. And they said, oh yeah, the port on the side of the car is different. The onboard charger is different because it has to be able to take 3-phase power. The junction box may or may not be different. They'd have to dig into that. The LTE connectivity won't work. There's a SIM card that you have to switch out. And then the maps, of course, would have North America maps in my car. I'd have to get the European maps. And so I asked them, hey, can you modify the car for me here so that it's ready to go when it gets overseas? They said, no, we can't do that because we don't have access to the parts because that's the European parts catalog. And even if they did, they wouldn't be able to test it because there's no 3-phase power in the US. So they said basically what you need to do is just wait until the car gets to Germany, take it up to Frankfurt to the service center, talk to them, they'll modify the car. They said, I'll have to pay for it. It won't be free, but I figured, okay, that's not too bad. I'll accept that, and I'll be able to have my car and drive it, switch it back whenever I come back to the US. So I ship the car over. It takes about 45, almost 50 days to get to Germany. I get the car, and in the meantime, I had ordered a CHAdeMO adapter so that I could charge once the car showed up before I had it modified. So that worked. It's only about 50 kilowatts for the juice that's coming out of the CHAdeMO charging station. So it took about an hour and 20 minutes to charge about half a battery up to 90%. So wasn't super fast, but it got the job done. I was able to get the car home, and then I was able to get up to Frankfurt to the service center and explain the whole situation to them, talk to them, and they said, nope, that's not possible. We cannot work on your car. It's a North American spec car, and we can only work on EU spec cars. So we continued the discussion back and forth, and they explained to me basically everything that would have to happen. The maps, that's easy enough. They could put it in, but they're not allowed to. The LTE connectivity, it's more than just a SIM card. The actual frequency band that's used is different, and the antenna goes through multiple parts of the car. So there's a lot of stuff they'd have to switch out there. He agreed, said, yep, the onboard charger would have to change, which means the junction box may or may not have to change. The wiring harness and then the charging port on the side of the car would have to be swapped out. He said, we have all the parts, we just can't put them in your car. When you put different parts into the car, the configuration file has to be written in such a way that it will work with those parts. So they said if they were allowed to do it and they put all the parts on, they'd have to send the configuration file back to Tesla HQ, to the engineers in California. They would have to modify it specifically for my car, send it back, then they could put it in, then the car would drive. But they said they won't do that. They can't mix and match North America and EU parts. So I said, okay, well, that's great. Now I'm stuck with a car in Germany. I was told originally before I bought it would work, but it won't. I mean, it drove, I could charge, but with my commute and the amount of hours I spend at work, spending an hour and a half or more at a charging station every day for 3 years wasn't going to work. So I reached back to Tesla in North Carolina, the store that I bought the car from, or the store where I went in to order the car. And I spoke to the sales manager and the store manager, and both of them were phenomenal. They were great. They helped me out quite a bit. I told them the whole story. They went and checked my Tesla account. They saw all the notes from where I did come in and spoke to the salespeople, where I went to the service center. And they took all that information and they went back to Tesla headquarters, called them up and coordinated with them. And the business resolutions department, end all be all, came up with the result and said, hey, here's what we'll do. Because I was lied to, essentially. I was told improper information, whether they knew or they didn't know. But they said, look, we're sorry. The only way we can take care of this is we'll just buy the car back from you. So they bought the car back from me at full purchase price, so I didn't take a hit there. But I had to ship the car back to the US. And again, that was 45, 50 days in transit. And this whole time, I'm still paying the note on the car. I'm still without my car. So, and they weren't going to give me my check until it arrived back in Raleigh. They inspected the car and said, hey, okay, yep, everything's good to go. Then they released the check, and then it was still about a week and a half later that I finally got paid. So in the meantime, I asked the store manager, hey, is there anything you can do? Can you talk to the service center in Frankfurt? Maybe get me a loaner car until I can buy another car here, which was also quite inconvenient because now I've got to go find a car and purchase it, take out another car loan because I didn't just have that much cash on hand. So they said, yeah, we'll work with them. I was able to get a loaner Model S. It was like a 2015 and 2016, so it was several years old. And of course, being a loaner car, people don't really take perfect care of those vehicles. So it was kind of ragged, but I was able to drive to and from work. I was able to hit superchargers, charge at the house, use the nav. It had maps, it had LTE. So it was a nice little stopgap until I was able to actually buy a car. After all of that, I'm driving a gasoline car again, an ICE car, because, well, actually a diesel, because it gets better gas mileage. And it's not the same. So if you're wondering, will I go back to an EV or will I go back to Tesla when I get back to the States? The answer is yes, I'm going to. So regardless of the customer service issues, what I was told wasn't quite right, they did make it right, and they worked very hard to make it right and provide me with a vehicle in the interim until I could get my situation sorted out. So I've heard a lot of issues with customer service regarding Tesla, and people didn't have good experiences. But if you approach the situation right and you're not asking for something ridiculous, they will work with you. So yes, I will go back to a Tesla. Will it be a Model S? I don't know. The Model Y is getting ready to start being delivered. Cybertruck was just announced, and I have to admit, when it was first announced, I thought it was ugly as sin. I didn't like it. It was too flat, boxy, sharp corners. I don't know. I didn't like it. But the more I look at it, the more it kind of starts to grow on me. And I initially said this is not going to grow on me, but it kind of is. So I don't know. That's an option. We still have the S, the X, the 3, plenty of other models out there, and just the company, what they're doing with the firmware, making the cars better as you own them. They're changing as you own them. And they're really cornering the EV market, I think, anyway. So I think Tesla's going to be a good brand to stick with. So yeah, I'm going to go back to them. So key takeaways. What can I say that will save you just hours and days, weeks, months of pain if you're going to move out of the country or out of your region, I guess I should say. If you're going out of region for a short period of time, you're probably fine. Leave it with somebody. Like I said, I charged the car fully, put it on the boat. After about 2 months, it was only down about 50% on the battery. So it can sit for quite a while, and you'll still have a lot of juice left. But leave it with somebody, have someone watch over it, charge it, do something like that. If you're going for a long period of time, I would not recommend keeping the vehicle, just because it doesn't make sense. You're not going to be able to take it with you. You're not going to be able to modify it. If you want to take it from EU to North America, you might have better success because it would be able to handle, 3-phase can handle 1-phase pretty easily, but it just doesn't work the other way. If you're going from North America to EU, you can't magically make it accept 3-phase power. So I would highly recommend against that. If you're getting ready to buy a Tesla and you're going to be going overseas, I would almost say wait, buy one overseas, then try and sell it when you come back, or at least take this into consideration before you do that. So, but yeah, I hope that answers all of your questions, and I hope it helps you or helps somebody. If you know someone that's getting ready to buy a vehicle or lease a Tesla, as always, I keep my referral code down in the description of the video. It doesn't help me any. Well, not anymore because I don't have the car, but it will get you 1,000 miles or 1,500 kilometers of free supercharging. So feel free to use that and take advantage of that. But if you're already a subscriber to this channel, thank you. Welcome back as always. Hit the like button so we can get this information out. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Either way, hit that bell and get notified of the next video when it's coming out, because we are rapidly approaching 500 subscribers in the channel. And like I've said before, the more you guys subscribe and like, it motivates me to continue making content. So I'm going to give back to the subscribers of this channel. When we hit 500, we're going to do an Amazon gift card giveaway. That's free money. So be checking back. I hope to be putting that out fairly soon. And then when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do another one. So stick around, at least for the free money. So yeah, I hope to see you back. I hope to see many more subscribers. If there's anything you want me to cover topic-wise, drop that down in the comments below as well. Let me know what you guys are interested. I'm going to try and keep up with all the changes that are happening with Tesla and all the different models. I really want to start getting into talking about SpaceX. There's so much happening right now, and it's so fast. I'm trying to find time to make these videos. So I've got to do a review on this camera that I just got. Hopefully you notice the quality is a little bit better, and I kind of shifted the office around. So lots of stuff coming. So it's not going to be a dead channel. There's definitely going to be lots of content coming. And 2020, new year, new plan. So I hope to see you back. As always, thank you for watching. I'm so happy to see you, and I will see you next time. See you later.